Welcome, dearest listeners. A tale awaits you all. But before it begins, we would just like to say thank you to everyone who came along to see us at Dragon Meet last weekend. Truly, we have the greatest of fans. Thank you. Speaking of fans, this week's episode contains the first requested NPC character from a Patreon backer. See if you can spot which one it is. If you would like your own NPC to feature in a future episode, details can be found on our Patreon at patreon.com/Penance RPG. But for now, the walls tremble. Time turns once more. Who will be shaken to their very core? Prepare to plummet.
Penance RPG and its affiliate sponsor, D&Dice, makers of dice for all types of heroes, proudly presents Plummet, Falling in the Dark, a Penance RPG adaptation. This bard's tale, as is customary in these parts, may contain strong adult themes, cursing, and high adventure. For now, time turns, the path is open. Let the story commence.
Welcome to episode 6 of Plummet, Failing in the Dark. Or is it? No, it's Falling in the Dark. Yeah, Falling in the Dark.
We haven't decided.
We never actually decided that.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I think the first one works in like
Failing
that.
in the Dark probably does work quite well. Okay. Who are you? What are you? And what class would Tigger from Winnie the Pooh be in a D&D setting? Starting with Amy.
Oh, you've scuppered me. Winnie the Pooh. God. Hi, I'm Amy. I play Frankie. He's our disciple and fireball master. Tigger. God. Well, he's kind of springy and bouncy, so I'd probably go for a bard. Because he sings as well.
He does sing.
So I would say bard.
That's the wonderful thing about Tiggers, and as most bards, he's only really one song. So, yeah.
It's the kind of perfect for him then.
Yeah. Okay, next we have AJ.
Hey, I'm AJ. I'm playing Igneous, the Geomancer. I mean, I was thinking with the springy bouncy thing that Tigger would be more like a monk, but like just based on like bouncing around and off of stuff. He's got like drunken, I don't know martial arts, but you know, isn't there like drunken boxing or something? We'll see Tigger doing that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, hi. How's it going, everybody? I can't hear you answer back because this is a pre-recorded podcast. I'm 100% awake right now.
I wonder why we leave these in. Okay, next we have Lanida.
Yes, I'm Leonida or Daniel, play Kukintara, Dragonborn champion. And yeah, for me, I think Tigger will be the perfect rogue. Just, bouncing off a tree down and just surprising everybody. Stabbing them a little quickly with his little daggers that are really cute. Yeah.
I don't know how daggers can be really cute, but okay.
Well, if Tigger's got them, they gotta be cute. And really annoying.
I could see that. Yep. Valerie?
Hello, I am Sylvan Whispersong. I am the jazz slam poet bard, and I think that Tigger, in his uncontrollable energy, is most like a barbarian, really. In that uncontrolled sort of way.
I'm not sure what that was.
Drums! It was drums!
When all else fails, play the djembe.
Oh, and djembe's over then.
I wonder how. Oh no, I can't. I didn't even learn how to play it the regular way. Never mind upside down, like I apparently have to play it now.
You need a second
just
microphone.
tapped it 3 times and claimed that was a solo.
There you go. There's your solo.
Good. And finally, Ash.
I play Whispers in the Gloaming, just in general chat. She is a Tabaxi Shadow Walker, unlike Tigger, who is probably a bard because he thinks he's good at everything and isn't actually very good at anything at all.
I find that quite offensive.
Shots
As
fired.
a former bard, I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay, so, as per usual, we look to what happened last week, so Dragon, open the book, please.
Tasked to be guard of a banquet during the masquerade ball held by Baron Theodore, the party journeyed to the Baron's house to guard a salad bar. This was until Ebony Darkness, fringe blowing in the wind inside, decided to attempt to practice his necromancy by resurrecting the roasted pig. Unfortunately for him, he somehow succeeded at this, and the resulting reanimate pig charged around the room, destroying all the crockery while angrily charging at the party. After successfully trapping said pig in the kitchen, the party discover they have been locked in the dining room. Realising he could raise corpses from the ground, Ebony Darkness summoned a large hole in the floor, which he decided to investigate, while everyone else continued their attempts to break down the door. After several forcible attempts, they hear a strange commotion on the other side of the door. It appears that bandits have attempted to take over the ball. As their door was opened to force the terrified guests into somewhere more containable, the party were freed and fought back the bandit threat, keeping a single bandit as prisoner to tell them of their dastardly plot. Ebony, however, encountered the reanimated pig once more, and while his skeleton guardian attempted to fight back against this pig, his arm was broken in several places, and he chose best to run once again. After much discussion, and the releasing of all the guests, the party descended into the depths of the hall, where they encountered the most difficult of challenges: a magically locked door. Deciding that it would be difficult to open, they walked back upstairs, determined to use Ebony Darkness' new hole-digging ability to dig a hole past the locked door. Unfortunately, this resulted in resurrecting several dead guards who, unnew to this new life of undeath, complained bitterly to Ebony that they were confused and unhappy. Following a short period of dealing with the problems of the newly undead, the party eventually managed to dig down into the next chamber, encountering more guards and finding a passage to the vault. As they made their way along this passage, the sound of bone on stone came from above, and Ebony Darkness ran to hide in a cupboard as the reanimate pig reared its ugly body once more, goring a guard to death before a desperate undo spell was finally cast upon it by Ebony. Despite surviving the horrors of their own creation, the party felt joy as they successfully managed to save Baron Theodore, even if the wicked Lady Eliza had somehow escaped with the contents of the safe.
And though we begin again. So, after you return to Baron Gregory with Baron Theoden, he tells you to just go away and enjoy the rest of your night while he discusses with Baron Theodore what to do. And as the sort of evening rolls on, you have a couple of drinks and you sort of reflect on everything you've seen, and you get used to your new bard friend and his drum.
I figured that was a hint.
The next morning you wake up and you hear a sort of commotion, and as you come to your senses you see a sort of very large looking fat man in the middle of the barracks shouting at you all to get up, that the delivery from the silver mine has suddenly seemed to have halted and you need to go investigate it because they really need more silver. They don't have enough silver to make enough armour, so they need it to go be investigated. So up, out you go, up.
Oh, and who are you, and why are you so stupid as to make silver armor?
I'm Baron Zakareth, and have you heard of werewolves?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
I don't like silver, so I make silver armour.
Oh, wouldn't it be better to just make silver swords then?
I don't know, I suppose it does make a certain degree of sense.
It also makes you a prime target.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus it twinkles like the moon up in the sky.
Wouldn't it make more sense just to make a big silver fence around the kingdom?
You think we have enough silver to do that?
You could make a very thin or very short fence.
You just got to adjust your definition of what consists of the kingdom.
Yeah, it seems to be shrinking.
4 plant pots and a hat.
If you like. I'd put a girl in there, but...
Kingdom's what you make of it.
He looks really disapproving at you and begins to sort of like bustle you to try and get you out the door towards the cart waiting outside.
All right. Just let me grab my helmet.
Yeah. Do you have any spare silver armor we could take with us?
No, if we had any spare silver, we'd be making more armor.
Well, I mean silver armor, not spare silver.
Well, you'll get some silver armor when you get the silver brought back here.
Oh, fine. I'll guess that'll do. Come on, lads and lasses, let's go.
I think you were trying your luck there, Katana. He's not exactly going to give it to you.
Well, you can always try.
So, you journey along the cart along the road you've been told leads to Greystone Keep, which is where the mine is. And as you get to maybe about a mile away, the cart comes to a stop, and the cart driver points ahead, and you see that the sort of narrow ravine that you'd be travelling along seems to be blocked with stones. What do you do?
Oh, this looks like an ambush.
What kind of stones do they look like?
They look like quite large stones that look like obviously been put there.
From a geological standpoint.
Roll your geology.
D20 plus 6, ladies and gentlemen. I rolled 8.
They're lovely stones, nice and grey, you know. Whoa.
Solid
Make a
as
nice
a
wall.
rock.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go up there and see if I can help Igneous with this stone problem there.
You look at them and you're like, these are, stones. They look relatively like they're from around this area, but they do have the sort of slight chisel marks that they seem to have been made into boulders rather than just sort of naturally occurring.
Alright. Can you see here, Igneous?
Are there any other tracks around these stones that might indicate who or what had put them here?
You don't see any where you are, no. But there's no like moss or anything on them, and it seemed like they've been put here quite recently.
You're saying there are chisel marks upon the stones. Could I perhaps apply my law to see if I can recognize any carvings therein? Ooh, I'm a bard.
Maybe you could sing them a song and maybe they'll move.
Something about a rolling stone.
Yeah.
You have a look at the stone mark. It looks like they've been made with relatively smallish chisels.
I see. Clearly it was children who put these stones here.
Yeah, or dwarfs, perhaps.
Hey, just watch it.
Or dwarvish children.
Yeah. Should we somehow try to remove these stones from the wall away?
You can move them. They're heavy, but you can move them.
Yeah. Let's start pushing.
Okay.
Can I scout ahead a little bit the other side just to see if there's anything coming or any bad guys lurking back there?
Yep.
Do that.
Okay. So
Okay,
Kintara
can I
finally
look-
gets to roll his endurance to lift some stones.
I was going to say, can I look at the stones to see if there's any kind of like veins in them that might indicate a weak point we can hit with a mace and crack them into
yeah,
smaller,
you can,
more
yeah.
easily movable?
Yep.
But Igneous, stones aren't living things. They don't have circulatory systems.
That's where you're wrong, my friend.
It's the dice bot's like,
Possibly.
Yep.
Hooray!
You sort of walk up to one and go, if you hit it right about, and you give it a slight tap with the hammer at this point, and it just crumbles.
Right there, see? Gotta know what you're talking about.
Well done, Igneous, my friend.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Finally showing my worth.
So, for the next 10 minutes, you clear the stones out of the way. It doesn't seem to have been blocking anything, it just seems to have been put up. Ahead of you, the road continues. There's a couple of stones lying around in the road, but not enough that the cart needs to do more than just weave around them.
It might have been the stones were put there to keep something in instead of keeping us out, guys. I have a slight tingle in my left toe, and that tells me a lot.
Should keep a weapon sharp.
Or
Yes.
maybe these were stones people didn't need anymore and they just dumped them here.
Well, that would be very inconsiderate of them, and I'm sure that goes against littering laws.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. As agents of the Baron, it's our job to enforce, as you say, the littering laws. Some kind of fine is probably in order.
I think we'll have to manufacture some big trash bins so they can put the stones in them instead.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Can stones be recycled?
Oh yeah, you can make a lot with recycled stone.
For the really small ones, you can make cat litter.
Yeah, or you can make a nice gravel driveway. Very popular nowadays.
Or you can make overpriced and very ugly tables. They call it upcycling. That's just my own personal problem, actually, because when I was working in that like hardware shop, they had like all these tables made out of fucking wooden pallets, and they were awful and ugly, and the wood was really shit. Because pallets aren't made for tables.
See, some people think we're doing a D&D podcast just because, for the fun of it, but actually no, it's a therapy session for Bellry.
Yeah, we are very slowly collating an autobiography of Bellry.
Right, I get very angry at a lot of things, but it's always really pointless shit.
Right, so you clear the stones and you carry on the road. About another 20 minutes down the road, you hear a sort of rumbling, and it's the stone roll down and just block the path.
The literals!
Yeah.
We should chase after them! Perform our duty!
This does feel strange, though. If somebody's rolling stones.
I shout up ahead, "Oi! You got a permit to leave that there?"
Roll to see if you see anything when you look up. Natural 20, yes, you notice a couple of goblins scampering away from top of the edge of the rope.
Bloody
Top of the edge
goblins
of the
again.
ravine.
They haven't jumped through the right bureaucratic hoops to be leaving these rocks here, I can tell you that.
No, but I feel like my nice trusty hammer is feeling a little bloodthirsty right now, so I think it fits the bill.
Well, I suppose we should issue them with a fine, yes.
Really some kind of citation.
The goblins, I don't think they need citation.
Well, they gotta learn.
Yes,
They are
they'll
not-
learn with their deaths.
They are not
Yeah.
above the law. Frankie. Or Franklin. I'm not sure you are Franklin or Frankie.
It's Frankie. No one calls me Franklin.
Is that because it's not your name, or because...
Yes, that's my name.
Well, maybe we should just head on and see if we see any more goblins on the way.
So are you going to move this stone out of the way first, or what are you going to do?
Igneous, do you feel like you want to hit
Yeah, I'll take a look at this one as well. I'll take a look. Yeah, you just stand right back there.
So you look at this one, you again hum and haw, and you smack it. You do hear it crack, but it doesn't seem to split as easily. Do another d20 for me. Natural 20. You sort of take another step back as this another huge boulder just rolls in front of you, misses you by about a couple of centimeters.
Bloody goblins. Come back here, you little bastards.
As officers of the law, we cannot let this stand, I fear.
Yeah, if I had a pitchfork, I'd be waving it right about now.
Is there another way around the road, or is it still the ravine?
It's still a sort of ravine. It looks for about as far as you can see at the moment, but it does look like quite a steep ravine on either side. So you can run up the side of it if you want, but it might take you, like, endurance rolls.
Does someone want to shoot them from here? I thought Whispers is on the edge.
Whisper
was
sort
up
of went
ahead.
ahead to see, but she didn't seem to see any of them ahead, because they seem to sort of like come, push boulders down, then run away.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they're probably ahead on the road. I want to try to go up the side, see if I can get up the top.
Okay. So roll your endurance. Mr. 10 endurance. Natural 1. You slide down and crack your jaw again on the way down. You look quite unhappy.
Oh dear, shall I play you a healing tune on my djembe?
Please do. Or, I mean...
I shall take that as a yes.
I'll have a look, see if I can find a better path, my friend. Frankie's gonna have a look for a better path up.
That was my healing tune.
You notice a couple of footholds on the way up the side.
I want to have a go at cracking
Oh,
that
yeah.
second rock, because we're going to have to get the cart through eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, you crack the second rock as the one they rolled down just sort of sits next to it, so you've got enough room to get the cart through now, but you hear the sound of rumbling again.
Yeah. Could we get the guys that actually shoot stuff from afar to get up that foothold and just try to shoot the goblins rolling stones?
You can,
please?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I can cast lightning, can't I?
You tell us. It's my first trip with you.
I mean, everyone can then shoot stuff except for me, so I'll just stand down with the cart here and just look really unhappy.
Yeah,
I guess I can use my jaw now since it's...
You can sulk because you've hurt your jaw.
we'll
Yeah.
throw arrows at them, you throw harsh language at them.
Yep.
Okay, so are you climbing the ravine?
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay. You climb the ravine. At the top of the ravine, there seems to be 3 or 4 goblins sort of standing around, arguing over which rock to push next, and there seems to be about a good, 30, 40 stones next to you.
Goblins, you must cease and desist this behavior in the name of Baron Gregory.
Because that is really going to get them shaking in the boots.
Let's see how the goblins react to you.
You will receive a court summons within 6 to 8 weeks.
They all seem quite alarmed and they start running towards the direction you're going.
Never
guys-
guys of a goblin.
Fireball?
All right,
You
you
can
go
fireball if
first
you
then,
want.
Frankie.
Yeah. Take aim. Fire.
Ball.
Yep, you crack one in the back with a fireball, it just falls to the ground and incinerates.
Huzzah.
Well, for once, Frankie, I'm actually happy that you're throwing fireballs because I'm way, way, way away from you. So just knock yourself out. Doing a great
What'd you
job.
say, Kintara? You're a long way away. We can't quite hear you.
Is he complaining again about his job? Is he saying, oh, boo-boo, boo-boo? Is that all he's saying?
That's pretty much what he was saying, yeah.
Ah,
I'm not much one for lip reading, but it did look like boo 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 boo.
I have put myself on fire multiple times. You see me complaining? No.
Quite a lot, actually, but whatever.
Exactly. You hear me
Kintara is just gonna do a rude hand gesture.
Perhaps he needs another song to soothe his soul.
We're all just waiting on the djembe coming back every time you do that.
I wasn't sure what I thought. Okay, one sec. There you go.
It's quite a short song.
Yeah, but it was a good
It's,
reverb on that one.
It's, what's the word? It's experimental. The idea is you're supposed to imagine the rest of the song. Yes.
Yes, it's a single note just to set
I never
you
said
off.
I was a very good poet.
I think Sister Karen would probably want to bitch slap you right now for such bullshit.
At this point, can Kintara do me a dodge roll, please?
Uh-oh.
Kintara hears something rumbling behind him and sidesteps as there's another rock rolls from the other side, and everyone looks over and there's a bunch of goblins on the other side again, just pushing stones down.
Alright, you little bastards. I pull out my crossbow and take a shot at one of them.
Okay, roll. You shoot it straight through the head, it makes a sort of noise and collapses. The 3 or 4 other that are there look quite alarmed that one's died and begin to start panic and running in circles.
Come on, guys, just kill them all so we can go ahead.
So the rest are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna go hide behind the cart so that I have the cart between me and the rocks falling.
Okay.
I don't get a second shot per turn,
You do,
I?
yes.
Oh, I do, okay. Well, I'm gonna continue firing then.
Go. You miss quite a lot.
Well, they're running in circles, it's a harder target.
Immediately, they run to one of the next rocks and begin to start pushing it towards the ravine.
Sorry, can I quickly get the cliff notes of what's happening?
There were goblins pushing stones to the other side, and Guitar nearly got hit by another stone.
Oh dear, that's less than ideal.
Then I shot one of them.
Okay, the ones that are trying to push, I shall try and zap with one of my lightning bolts.
Okay, roll.
Patented Whisper Song Lightning Bolt.
Yep. You shoot a lightning bolt over, one of the goblins starts shuddering and collapses into a sort of small heap.
Zap! I got you!
Good shot, Sylvan.
Okay, it's now really Frankie and Whispers that's left.
Have I heard any of this commotion from up ahead?
You kind of turn round and look, and you see Kintara standing as his boulder keeps rolling past him and back again, and he just sort of seems to be quite annoyed by it.
Oh, it sounds very Sisyphean.
Then I will try and carefully and sneakily get up the ravine. I'll head where I am to be ahead of anything that's gone to the sides where they are.
Are you going to the side that everyone else is on, or are you going to the side that no one's up to?
Probably the side no one else is on, actually.
Okay, sure. So it's now Frankie.
Frankie's just gonna fireball the goblins in front of them.
Okay.
Make sure they're dead first.
The 3 or 4 of them are running away. Natural
Yeah.
20, roll a d4.
Fire explosion.
I'm beginning to think that I have a negative effect on you when I'm close to you when you're doing the fireballs, Frankie. So I think we'll go separate side this adventure.
I think if you supply me some wine, it might go a little bit more easier. Is that the word?
Roll a d4. Yep, you incinerate 2 of them. They're screaming around on fire, running in circles, and eventually just collapse to the ground, stop moving. You notice the remaining ones run along, and they start slapping rocks as they're going along, and more goblins appear from behind the rocks and continue to run with them.
This is the part where I actually climb up to the other guys as well, just because I think we're gonna have to take the cart later on, guys.
Random event, natural 1. Oh dear. You hear the sound of rumbling. Kintara goes, "I'm behind the cart, it can't hit me," as the horse the cart's attached to gets crushed by a falling rock.
Oh, there goes another horse. If only we had Ebony Darkness with us, he could have brought that horse back.
Enrique!
You look
Yeah.
at the horse, it's a crumpled, broken, bloody mess. It's not moving, it's just twitching violently as it's been crushed underneath this boulder.
Well,
Perhaps I could heal it still, maybe.
now we don't actually need the cart anymore anyway, so that's good.
You want to walk home?
Well, I probably find another horse somewhere, another cart.
The cart driver's just staring at where the horse was, just like, huh?
I'm
Yeah, you
supposed
want to move.
Yes, I'm surprised he hasn't left the cart at this point, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's just transfixed with fear that his horse has just been crushed by a single giant boulder.
Q is gonna slap him on the back and say, yeah, good luck staying here. See you at the top.
Wait, where are you going? And he starts running after Q.
Just follow me up the top. But just, like, wait until I'm up before you try climbing, so I see it's safe.
That's what she said. Or something like that.
I don't quite follow.
You will.
So, let's cut to Igneous. What are you going to do?
I want to be aiming at another one of the goblins with my crossbow again, if I can.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You shoot the goblin through the neck, it collapses to the ground, making a sort of noise. And your second shot? Nope,
Not
missed
so
wildly.
good.
So the goblins at the other side, having pushed the rock down that killed the horse, seem to just run to try and push another one down, just on top of Q as he's beginning to climb up the top. So everyone's got an action apart from Igneous before they get to the edge with that. So it's now, I think it was now Sylvan.
Well, I suppose I should try and stop my new compatriot getting crushed by a rock, so I shall try and zap the goblin that is trying to do that.
They're currently behind a rock from the other side, but yep, you can shoot them.
Could I try and zap the ground in front of them so that it disrupts them and they get a big shock? And like, oh no, I shan't go there because there's lightning there.
But
That's
doesn't
my
lightning
plan anyway.
earth as soon as you hit the ground?
No, but then they'd be like, that was very scary. We shall go around.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
No.
a good plan, maybe.
It made some nice light effects, but didn't do anything.
Special effects.
Huzzah!
Which the goblins didn't see because they were, pushing a rock.
Well,
front of their
if you play them a song at the same time, Sylvan, they might think it's a disco and start dancing instead.
I only get one attack per turn.
Yeah, playing your music is sort of an attack, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I get an attack and a heal. So I don't get the 2 attacks and I can't really heal anyone, so I don't...
Okay, it's now Whispers.
Can I find something to stretch a rope between up here? So when the goblins come running along, I can pull it tight and chip a load of them up and wait in ambush for them.
Yep, you can basically set a trap for them, yes?
Yay!
So while Whispers is setting that up, it's now Ferengi.
Are all the goblins on our side dead? Or...
No, they're running away. They seem to be alerting more goblins who are pushing stones as they goes along.
Okay, well, I'm going to attack the goblins that are trying to kill poor Kukatara.
So there's a boulder being pushed slowly towards Q.
Do I try and go for the one that's trying to push the boulder? I don't want to miss, and then poor Kantara gets, crushed anyway.
He might get crushed if you don't miss.
Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yes, it's such he's guaranteed to get crushed if you don't do anything.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Let's try.
He might not get crushed if you set fire to the boulder or whatever.
Yeah, he might get burned and crushed. It's a totally different kettle of fish.
Flaming boulder!
At least it'll be more spectacular.
At least I tried.
Yeah, put that in the trailer.
Yep,
Oh.
you create a flaming boulder.
I'm still having trouble see how I can be climbing up to these guys, and there are goblins pushing a boulder on top of me.
It's because you're climbing up at the moment, you don't see over the ravine. The rest of them are all looking over the ravine at what's pushing towards you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that has to be a large boulder to clog the whole ravine, but
So
no matter.
you've kind of poked your head up at the edge of the ravine, now you've got near the top, and you see this flaming boulder moving towards you. What do you do?
Well, of course I'll do what any sane person would do. I'll just do a really nice fling jump, sort of to the right. I like to try to grab the ledge on either side of the boulder, grab a hold and try to climb up next to it.
Basically, it's like at the moment, all the ground is at the same level, but the ravine is cut into the ground. So you're climbing up the edge of this ravine.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to have an edge so I can jump along the ravine.
You could jump
And
along
grab
the
a
ravine.
hold along the ravine, and grab hold
Yeah.
somewhere else where there's not a boulder.
Yep. So roll. You manage to jump along and climb up at the next step fine. As the goblins push the boulder to the edge, let's see what happens.
The poor driver.
They crush the driver and set the cart on fire.
Well, that was
That's a shame.
that was some impressive lateral mobility there. Q.
Oh, thank you, Sylvan. And see, it's cool now because now with the horse's death didn't really matter that much since we don't have a cart anymore either.
I mean, it's a shame about that nameless cart driver, though.
Yeah, that's a shame. Feel really sorry for him.
I feel like we probably should have learned what he was called.
Yeah, or Maybe not.
I left my packed lunch in that cart.
It'll be nice and toasty for you now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Grilled rocks.
You know,
Hey,
what's better
Just because
than
I
a
know a
crushed
lot about
and-
rocks doesn't mean I eat rocks.
Oh, you don't?
Not
I'm
exclusively, anyway.
What
Okay,
about,
yeah.
like, Blackpool Rock? Or Edinburgh Rock?
I've never been a fan, to be perfectly honest. It's a bit too sweet for my tastes.
So,
Right, where were we?
Turning back to the goblins, the cart's destroyed and now burning. What remnants there are of the cart are now on fire. The goblins that were there are trying to run away. So, all the goblins are now running away.
Well, they got what they wanted.
Yeah, they killed my sandwich.
yeah, you guys want to shoot them or let them run?
Let's shoot them.
Yeah.
I
Let's
wanna
rain
revenge.
fire and brimstone down on them.
Really, maybe we should follow them, and then we'll know where to send their fine letter.
I'm not meaning kill them all. We could kill a couple of them.
Yeah, we'll leave one alive to pay the littering fine.
Yes,
We can't let them get away with the. We can't let them get away with the littering. It's a capital crime.
A capital crime.
No, capital.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Boy.
Okay. It was Kintara, so it's back to Igneous.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep firing my crossbow, I think.
Alright. Roll. Natural 1. Misfire. Roll a d20.
I shoot Tyke in the dick.
Which is also in the hat box for some reason.
14. You somehow managed to, like, sprain your right arm.
Oh,
So you seem to have shot your crossbow, but it seems to have, like, glanced your right arm, which has now got quite a medium-sized, actually, wound across your right arm.
I imagine he's more like fired a bow, yeah?
yeah.
And like when you don't have the little van brace on and it smacks against your right arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
I did that in one of my first times. I used to do archery after school.
Yeah.
I didn't have one that fitted me, and it just completely skewed a bunch of skin off my arm. I wasn't happy.
It smarts, doesn't it?
It does. That's what I just did.
Too bad this is a crossbow, though, but...
He was holding it sideways to look cool.
I wanted to look gangster.
Yeah, he was trying to look cool. Yeah.
I'm trying out a new style. Let's see if it works. Ah, fuck. My
Yeah.
arm.
Okay, it's now, after Igneous, it's Sylvan.
I don't want to look like I'm the odd one out, so I guess I will try and zap another goblin.
Are you trying to do it in a gangster style?
I can't really hold the staff sideways, it's sort of like round. You have a side.
Pick an arbitrary top and then turn it 90 degrees to the right.
Nope. Your attempt to look gangster has failed. You sort of lightning bolt arcs off in a strange direction.
Can I try and heal Igneous's rope burn as well?
Can, yes.
Healing song, this is my healing song.
Yes, we have to remember that for next time.
Yep, you have to do that every time now, Bowery. If it's not note perfect, I'm going to be upset. What have I done?
Oh, yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Sylvian. Sylvan, what? However you say it.
Yeah, it's a silent I.
See, that's what threw me off there.
Yeah.
I don't know with all of this Elvish nonsense, like
Yeah.
silent eyes and drums and
Pronouncing
stuff.
Q, and yeah, strange.
It's not a drum, it's a djembe.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I bought it at a local fair.
Oh, God. So, it's now... Well, Whispers is still setting up her trap, which we'll get to in a second, so it's now Frankie.
Frankie's just gonna continue shooting fireballs.
Okay. Roll. Yep, you smack one of the goblins, he catches fire, bursts into flames, and collapses onto the ground, melting.
Good shot, Frankie. Good shot.
Hey!
Why,
Okay.
Frankie, you're on fire today. Ha 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 ha.
Well, luckily,
Interesting.
Glare.
he's not on fire today for once. So, yeah.
And finally we have Q Kintara.
Can I just run up and bash them?
Yep. First swing. Misses. Second swing. Roll a d20.
Oh dear.
I'm beginning to realise why we fail most of
18.
our mission.
You managed to, while swinging for a goblin, crack yourself in the right leg. You're kind of like a bit wobbly on your right leg. It feels badly bruised.
Ouch.
Try doing it gangster style.
Yeah, I think that's what I did.
Actually, that might not work with a sword, and you'd be hitting them with the flat. Ignore what I'm saying.
I've already adopted that style of technique with you, Igneous.
Okay, so as the goblins run away, it's Whispers to roll a d20 to see how her trap works. Yep, they basically run into a trap, which he just triggers, catches about 8 of them round a tree.
Zah!
Nicely done.
So you have 8 of these goblins squirming against the tree, all kind of going, trying to get free.
Quick, serve him the citation.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Igneous.
Make sure
Yeah, or-
they're nice and securely fastened so we can question them later.
You can, yes. So
Take a photo with your Polaroid and then tuck the citation under their windscreen like that.
So Q and it's just Q on that side walks up to Whisper, so she's got her 8 goblins trapped. Are the rest of you going to try and scrabble across, or are you going to sort of stand over the other side of the ravine and shout?
I'm gonna sing a song for Q.
Okay.
Oh, my friend Q, your leg looks awful sore. I hope this song makes you feel a little bit better.
Well,
Stretch on the-
maybe my legs will, but my ears won't.
Roll a d20.
I did.
No, roll another one.
How can I give myself
You
an
don't break your drum, be thankful. It just has no effect on Q.
Except that my ears are now sort of bleeding.
So, you didn't answer. Are the rest of you staying the other side, or are they...
Well, we're up here already. We might. I mean, it's a ravine. We just walk along on this side and.
We'll get there eventually.
You're standing on the other edge of the ravine looking at Whispers and Q as they're standing with all these goblins wrapped in a tree, as all the goblins on your side are just running away.
I have little goblin toys to play with.
How wide is the ravine?
At the point you're at, it's about maybe 10 meters wide.
Can people jump 10 meters? 1 sec.
Oh, you don't want to try that,
Wait,
Sylvan.
yeah.
That's a bad idea.
I begin to think you have a death wish. Somehow.
It's alright, he can land on his drum.
I actually don't know how far people can jump 10 meters.
Hang on, I'm looking at the long jump world record.
long jump,
World
yeah.
record in long
12
jump is
meters.
8.95 meters.
Yeah, so probably not.
I believe in you though. You can do it.
Well, maybe elves jump farther. I don't know.
That's true.
Are you going to try and jump, Sylvan?
No, I don't think I'll risk it.
No. Maybe later in the adventure you can try it.
So, what the rest of you doing then?
Well, I'm thinking going up to the goblins and ask them a little bit about stuff.
Okay. What do you want to ask them?
Well, guys, you better answer. I'm gonna brandish my hefty hammer as I sort of speak to them and just... You might want to tell us who put you up to this little rock pushing adventure.
A couple of them squeak and try desperately to break out of the trap.
Yeah, I will then smash the head in of the closest one.
Okay, roll. You
Oh,
managed to
for fuck's
miss
sake.
at close range, but it looks more intimidating.
So,
The one that you missed passes out.
that was the warning shot, guys. You might want to try that answer again.
One of them starts talking to you, but it's in thick goblin.
I will shout to the other guys. Do we have anyone who speaks goblin over here?
I have a 4 in linguistics, so maybe.
Okay, I will translate what he's squeaking about, and then you can try and translate it for me.
Okay, so if Kintara and Sylvan both roll, and if they get even within 3 of each other, they've translated it together, and then someone can tell me something. However, if they get to more than 10 apart, I will tell you something different.
Okay.
No, you actually managed to convey the message relatively well.
Yes,
So now it's Sylvan to roll. Now you add linguistics to tell me what they actually are saying. You tell them that the big flappy one wants to find the thing.
Okay. That'll
Someone
do for
round here
me.
with big flaps.
Yeah, seems
some
like...
sort of bird, perhaps.
No, there's no kestrels here. But maybe it's a big, a bat or something, or maybe just a big floppy thing or something like that. But it's obviously a boss of some kind that's telling them what to do.
Well, I don't know about any kestrels, but perhaps with my music we could make it orchestral. Ha 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 ha.
Oh yeah, I remember that joke.
Funny if you were an
Did
orc.
someone already make that joke?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
I thought it was being original.
No.
Where were you last week?
I hadn't met you guys last week.
That's true, but I'm just gonna ask the goblin. Okay, so we know there's a big floppy guy. Which direction? Now.
Can we call him something other than a big floppy guy?
What
big
about
G.
flaccid? I believe that's a synonym for floppy.
Yeah, that'll do. Captain Flaccid.
Captain Flaccid.
What was that, Ash?
call him Mr. Floppy.
Yeah, that'll do.
So you're just turning to this petrified goblin and you're saying, "Where is Mr. Floppy?"
Yes.
The goblin
Okay.
is looking at you with widest eyes imaginable, completely panicked, and again just spews out all this goblin.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to point me, nod with your head. Which direction? Your boss.
He sort of nods his head vaguely towards the way you were going.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, I probably won't kill you, but I can't promise anything for my compatriots.
Again, the goblins begin to squeak and start trying to get free.
So you guys want to handle the goblins in some special way, or should we just leave them here around this tree?
I say leave them tied to the tree and I'll aim for the tree. And
Yeah,
I can blow them up.
yes.
Sivan, do you want to join me?
Sure.
Let's just get away from here first. Me and Whispers need to get out of here before you... Probably a big rock to hide behind somewhere.
So, are you aiming at the tree with all the goblins attached, Frankie?
Well, I thought Sivan was going to help
Yes.
Frankie. Yes?
I
Okay.
shall assist.
Okay,
Maybe
so
lightning
Frankie first. Yep, Frankie hits the tree with a fireball. The whole tree starts catching fire.
Zap.
And then Sylvan taps them. So there's this quite a large tree now burning to the ground.
Scream for big goblins, scream.
It does feel like a kind of big execution firing squad sort of thing.
So the goblins are burning. They all basically singe as this tree collapses into the ravine, again burning, creating this quite a large fire. Are you just going to walk along to the end of the ravine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minding our own business.
They were already dead before the fireball hit them. They just didn't realise it yet.
Yeah.
So you walk to the end of the ravine, which takes you about a good hour of walking. Eventually, the ravine sort of evens out with the ground below, and you see in front of you quite a large, inbuilt into the stone built keep. The doors seem to be lying open, and as you walk inside, it seems oddly deserted. But you can hear the sound of work going on somewhere else.
Can I do a lore on the keep to see if I know any lore about aforementioned keep?
You can, yes.
Frankie, I bet you 10 gold there's a burning pentagram around here somewhere.
Likely. Maybe I've drawn it.
Oh, that's.
And I'm going to go and draw one.
That would confirm my suspicions, and you would owe me 10 gold.
That sounds.
I don't owe you any money.
Way.
Sure you do.
The lore check tells you that you know very little about this place, but you do know that this is Greystone Keep. This is where all the iron ore and silver ore comes from the kingdom. There seems to be mines leading down into the ground, and there's quite a large waterfall at the back, which seems to lead into a small lake and then out to a river.
This
Pretty picturesque.
This is Greystone Keep, named after its grey stones and the fact that it's a keep. Apparently they get all the ore from here, and there's a waterfall at the back.
Then
Oh,
not
you're
all the
calling
keep.
us a tour guide.
Thank you
But
very
if
much,
I was a
Sylvan.
tour guide, when would I have time to write poetry?
Well, you could conduct your tours all in rhyme.
Yes, and it doesn't seem to be a lot of people around, so I think you'll have plenty of time.
Maybe I should consider a change of careers then. Don't worry, I don't have another character ready.
Okay, so are you going to investigate the sound of the digging? Or are you going to just look around the town? What are you going to do?
I mean, we came here for a block of silver, didn't we? And it seems like this place might have blocks of silver.
Yeah, we
Yes,
should
but it should be
probably
busier.
head
Yes.
towards the working sound, guys, but a little careful.
I've never been underground before as well. This should be a nice experience, I'm sure.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, especially if there's cobwebs and stuff we can set on fire. It will be excruciatingly fun.
It sounds picturesque.
If you're a fan of rock in all of its wonderful forms, there's no better place than inside a giant rock.
I mean, I suppose that does make a certain amount of sense.
You better believe it.
Yeah, let's circle around to where the sounds are coming from,
Okay.
but very slowly.
Yeah.
As you walk towards the sound of digging, you notice 3 or 4 minecarts all full of, looks like silver ore, just lying by the top on the sort of mine track. They don't seem to have been emptied. And as you look towards the mine itself, you notice the sound of digging is coming more from the waterfall. Or right near the waterfall, as it were.
How can they dig a waterfall? It's water.
Maybe they're behind it. You know, all waterfalls have something behind it for some strange reason. There's always a cave behind a waterfall.
Why?
Sorry. As you walk towards the waterfall, you see like about 7 or 8 groups of goblins like digging holes in front of the waterfall, and you hear sort of like swooping noise, like something in the air, and you look up and there seems to be, it's like a dragonkin, like sort of flapping around going, "Dig faster, you fools!"
Maybe that's Mr. Floppy.
Yep, that's Mr. Floppy.
Sorry,
I would've
Captain Flaccid.
It's the goblins! We still haven't served them their papers.
I have a crazy idea, guys. We came here for some silver. We could just take the silver and go.
I don't think that was why we came here, though, was it?
Yes, it was.
Yes,
Oh,
actually it was.
Are there any sort of donkeys and carts around that we could use to take the silver?
There are no carts you can see, no.
Well, that's the mine carts.
Yes, but we need something to pull the cart.
Yes. Maybe we
That's why I was
could.
looking for the little mine donkeys that you have the mines to carry the carts.
Maybe we could trap some more goblins and have them drive the carts for us.
Maybe
Well, if we deal with all the goblins and Captain Flaccid up there, then the miners can come back in and we don't need to drag it back ourselves, do we?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a better idea, but that was just a crazy thought.
I think if we're going to take them on, we go for
Horse.
dragon flying flaccid man first.
Yes, that's a really good idea.
And then some of us can try and hold off the goblins.
Yeah,
Just in case.
since I don't do stuff at a distance, more up closely, I can try to hold off the goblins while you guys try to shoot down Mr. Floppy.
But what if he lands?
Then I will aid you in your quest for Mr. Floppy.
Because these fingers are made for magic, not for brute force.
Yes. So,
Can we use some rope and some of the stones, silver ore if necessary, to make a set of boulders, please?
Yep.
And then we will throw that Mr. Flappy to try and get him all tangled up so he can't fly anymore.
Okay, roll.
He's going to go horribly wrong.
No, think positive.
yes.
Yep. So you throw this boulder at him, it cooks round his wings, and he seems to plummet out of the sky and lands in the ground. As he lands in the ground, he seems to pick himself up and starts untangling himself, going, What is this? And
Who's Floppy now?
you hear him pointing to the nearest goblin and say, "Fetch, splish and splosh!"
Okay.
Fire?
And
Yeah.
you notice the little goblin running towards the lake, and he sort of jumps into the lake and starts swimming straight down.
Can I cast lightning on the lake?
You can, yes?
This is going to be fun.
Oh,
Or not.
it proved
Cast lightning on the
ineffective.
lake, not really much happens.
Frank is gonna try and cut Dragon Boy off.
He's kind of sitting on his own, but the goblin's running away, so what do you want to do?
Are we just gonna try and take him down?
Well, guys, you take care and try to stop the running goblins, and I will just go ahead and try to crack the dragon guy up on his head.
I believe in you.
I'll stand in between and cast from there.
I don't know you well enough to make a judgment of how you will do, but I have some confidence in your abilities, I suppose.
Thank you, Silver.
Oh, I was just firing at the nearest goblin.
It's fine. You just shot the nearest goblin, you incinerate him, he just collapses in a burning heap. The rest of the goblins start panicking, and the dragon creature goes, "No! Keep digging, you fools!"
There's a real slave driver, this one.
Yeah,
Nah, why don't they just shit their pants?
I'm going to go and use my hammer to shut him up.
Okay.
Do goblins even wear pants?
I hope so. Otherwise, we're going to have to change the rating on this one.
So he parries your blow. And he parries your second one as well. He seems to be kind of like slightly harder to parry because he's got this like bolas wrapped up in his wings. But he is sort of trying to fight you while untangling himself. And at this point, the goblin reappears from the lake, breathing heavily, and you see these two tentacles rise from beneath the lake.
Hmm.
Oh
I
dear.
think I watched this anime.
You say that every time I bring up tentacles.
Yeah,
I know where this
no.
is going.
That's what you just said about the age restriction.
Is it?
you know.
God damn it!
So as these two tentacles begin to move, they get higher and higher out of the water. So
You guys want to take care of the tentacle thingies, perhaps? And I'll still try to keep this one in check.
Not especially if I'm being honest.
Why don't you try that lightning in the water thing again? Because now there's something closer to the surface.
Well,
know what
Igneous,
they
don't you
say.
have a rock that shoots lightning as well?
That's true. I do have a rock that shoots lightning. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Kintara, sir.
You're welcome, Igneous.
I like that we're becoming more and more formal the longer we know each other.
Yes.
It shows we're developing a healthy professional respect.
Well, he is kind of the captain of the team.
I don't think we ever really decided who was the captain, but yeah, I'm gonna summon my floating geode, Chris.
Okay, so you summon Chris. What is Sylvan doing?
I will try the zappy thing again.
Okay, roll. One of the tentacles shudders and shoots straight on back under the water. The other one seems to look around slightly panicked, but continues to rise.
Oh, do the tentacles have like eyes then?
Yeah, I was like looking around.
They seem to have like, it's like a sort of flower bud that had opened, and they seem to have like some weird kind of mouth thing on the edge of them when they open. It seems to be kind of opening and closing.
Are we sure these are tentacles and not just really long snakes?
Either way.
Can I try and shoot one of them in the mouthy thing?
Yep. It sort of bounces straight off one of the edges, and it doesn't seem to do anything. Second shot. Second shot goes through it. It seems to sort of jerk backwards, and it shoots straight under the water, and you hear a rumbling sensation.
I'm sure that can only mean good things.
Denied it.
I will play a victory song.
Yeah, I'm thinking the big one is coming up really soon, but let's try to knock this guy out first.
That's what she said.
What, the
That
big
one
one's
doesn't really
coming?
apply.
You mean that's what Frankie said?
I don't know. I didn't hear him in the pub saying that the other night.
Okay, you were a little bit drunk, that's true.
That's true. Anyway, back to the battle.
Yeah.
At this point, two like elephant-sized creatures like push out of the water, and the face is just these two eyes on stalks, and there's about 12 of these tentacles on each of them, and they just begin to start stomping towards you quite like angrily.
Oh, I think it's time for one of those fine Frankie fireballs.
Yeah, Frankie's kind of freaked out by the faces, so he's just gonna maybe panic cast.
Panic cast!
Ah!
That would be a really good name for a podcast, actually.
What, panic cast?
The Panic Cast, yeah.
Probably, yeah. You hit it with a
Probably already
fireball. The fire just seems to sort of like go. Although it sort of stops for a couple of seconds, it doesn't seem to catch fire because it's still dripping with water.
I might not be cut out for this one.
Well,
You might need Sylvan.
if you dry them up, we'll knock him out.
I want to send Chris forward to knock the nearest one.
Okay.
Yay.
It sort of looks at you and it's sort of like in its way and sort of turning every so often as if like, are you sure?
Well, the rock does.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alright, mate, right you are, Chris. Better suited for goblin work, aren't you? Fair enough.
It's just giving you a look of, what the fuck? If a rock could give you a what the fuck look, it would be.
It raises an eyebrow.
Yep. Stone eyebrow.
Moss eyebrow.
I like the idea that to give it more personality, like Igneous has just like painted a face on it.
It's a handprint like Wilson.
God.
I'm trying to give Chris as much personality as possible, so, you know, it's tough to just give...
Yeah, he
you
was
know,
like his
a
only
blank
friend.
name.
He was his only friend for a long time, and he accidentally like lost him, and then found him again and saved his life or something.
I really want some like fan art of Chris.
One day we'll get big enough that when you say I want some fan art, we'll actually get some. Not gonna happen anytime
Not
soon.
raises an eyebrow.
So, of course. So it's now Kintara.
Yes, and I will still keep hammering on the dude on the floor.
Okay, roll. Again, he just manages to parry you.
This is a feisty bastard.
He just sort of parries you. He kind of meekly parries you with his like two swords, and he seems to be too busy trying to focus on getting himself unhooked from these boulders that are around his wings. Random event does fire. One of the goblins starts squeaking and sort of jumps up and down, and all the rest of them flood over to that one goblin. But
Well, at least they're all grouped together.
the first of the two creatures is going to do nothing apart from stand there. The second one attacks. It's going to attack two people. It's going to attack the nearest two people, which are probably going to be Sylvan and Frankie. So, what does it hit with? Hits Sylvan with one blow and hits Frankie with one blow as well.
Ow!
So you've just basically been slapped across the face by this tentacle. It's now Whispers.
I am going to find somewhere nice and shadowy to hide in and then snipe at the dragon creeper.
Okay, roll. Yep, you manage to shoot it through the shoulder. It shrieks and sort of bellows as it's still too busy trying to get the bolas off its wings. And your second shot. It manages to parry that blow. So, he doesn't manage to get himself free this turn. He's still fighting with the bolas. So, it's now back to Igneous.
Well, seeing that Chris don't want to do a lot, I'm going to join in with the firing on the dragon guy with my crossbow.
Okay. Roll. Nope.
Nope. And
wide.
Second shot. Just getting my eye in. A lot of distracting stuff happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of eyes going around.
Yep, you shoot him through the same shoulder he's been shot before. He just shrieks and he struggles to hold that sword up. So, it's now Frankie.
So all the goblins are going towards the creatures.
All the goblins are
then,
sort of
yes?
running towards one.
Okay, I'm going to try and shoot the goblins then with my staff.
Okay, it's a big fireball.
Yes. He has to make a show.
You
Oh.
manage to shoot a fireball, it just explodes harmlessly nearby.
Does it at least, like, distract them? So,
They are too busy running, and a couple of them have jumped in the hole and started digging.
dig your graves! Dig them!
It's now Sylvan.
So they say that song soothes the savage beast. I would like to recite my latest poem to try and calm it.
I'm sure this will go well.
Do the
Yeah.
Very good.
Really has a death wish.
I wrote this poem over breakfast when I saw a butterfly and I was eating some toast. Oh dear butterfly, enigma that you are, has anyone discovered yet your true nature? Oh poor butterfly, with soul split in twain, time betwixt Leodoptera and dairy, I can scarce define your pain. And that's my poem.
The beast just stops, looks at you, and then 4 different tentacles go for you at once.
Why not even get to roll?
Natural 20! Now we have to roll to see what happened. What became of from the first one. 5. What's 5? 5 is the left arm. What becomes of Sylvan's left arm? Natural 20. It's moved. Sylvan's left arm is ripped from its socket as the beast frantically tries to get him to stop playing the drum.
Everyone's a critic.
So Sylvan has collapsed to the ground with his left arm ripped off and being currently chewed by the creature.
I feel like that was a disproportionate response to the poetry. I spent a whole 5 minutes writing that.
Aww.
Well, Sylvan, you're gonna have to practice harder. You always learn from your mistakes. Don't
You're
worry.
gonna have
Hold
to
the drum
use
between your legs and play with one arm.
and
Oh,
your
like-
feet.
20-foot pedals yet. Can I get some leopard print?
Okay, so having watched Sylvan just get his arm ripped off, it's
Yeah.
just Kintara.
Yeah, I will just, still go bashing on the dragon guy.
Okay.
He shouldn't be able to parry much now.
You smash him in the face, he seems to slump down to his knees and emits a very weak cry.
Is he dead, or do we have to bash
No,
him
he's
again?
not dead, he's pretty much on the way, but he's not dead yet. He manages to get his sword up for a very weak parry in the last one. He's basically on the way out, he doesn't look healthy at all.
Okay, guys, I think you can stop shooting at this one now. He probably won't be any more trouble for now.
You have him.
Yeah, he's not going to do much now. He's taking a nap.
Then come help us with this thing.
Yeah, Sylvan
I-
lost his fucking arm.
Oh, yeah, I know. Good riddance.
Really harsh.
I guess that he couldn't get his vocal cords, so an arm works just as nicely. Let's kill the beasts now, please.
Okay, so the 2 beasts have just ripped Sylvan's arm off and is chewing on his left arm as we speak. The one that didn't react to Sylvan, it does manage to hit something. He hits 18 would be Sylvan again, and 1 would be Frankie.
Ah!
And he Frankie with a single blow, and hits Sylvan with a single blow as well.
How much did I take for losing an arm?
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear.
Yeah, maybe for those who has an attack and a heal, maybe try to stop his bleeding as well.
Yes, I shall do
No.
that.
I still
Good.
feel like that was pretty harsh criticism.
Well, you can be like the guy from Def Leppard now.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was the references I was making earlier.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, is that where the
Okay.
leopard print jokes were coming from?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh god.
I missed that as well. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
And you know, I'm not good at thinking. I'm good at bashing stuff.
Does this mean that I have to transition the character to become a hair metal bard? Hair metal poet bard.
That's exactly what it means.
If you cast your heal on your turn, then next turn it will
Okay.
trigger. So you're gonna heal him this turn?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so Frankie goes to heal a very bloody Sylvan.
Yeah,
He goes to Healywood.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that as well.
I'm gonna rip some of his shirt off and like wrap it round his stump.
Stump, he's got like a like, hollow in his arm.
Oh,
Like a
God.
socket.
Like, try and like poke
Yeah.
the hole. Like,
How much of my arm have I lost then?
All of it.
100%.
Let's
Ripped
hope
out of
there's
the
some.
shoulder.
Let's hope there's some reanimated skeletons around later on. We can just attach one of those arms.
That's
We'll
your
put a
answer
drumstick
for
in it.
everything.
It'll be fine.
Just
Yeah.
yes, replace it with a really long drumstick.
Sylvan might have to like call up on his like relative Ebony Darkness to come back.
Yeah.
If this campaign is going to be me killing one of Belry's characters every week for the next 10 episodes,
It's gonna be tough making this one last the whole campaign.
so
Rename it from Plummet to a game of Bellries.
everyone is Belry. That's the game.
So I feel we're like in Rick and Morty as well. All the Mortys.
So these two creatures are like stomping around. Let's see if the stomp damages anything. You all kind of feel the ground shake as the two of them are bouncing around the ground. The goblins have pulled something out of the ground and are running toward Belthier, who's the dragonkin.
Grab him.
Can I shoot the goblin carrying whatever it is, please?
You can try, yes. Roll. You manage to shoot one of the goblins, just not the one who's carrying the thing.
Close one whispers. Try another one.
Natural 20. You shoot the goblin that's carrying it through the neck. It squeaks and drops it, and then they all sort of run around in circles again because they're not sure what to do. Because goblins are very easy to distract. At this point, it would be Sylvan. Can Sylvan do anything?
Can I just sort of roll over on my side and hit my djembe to try and cast heal?
Sure.
Ow! Ow! It hurts.
Oh god. It's now. I think it's now Kintara.
Try and get that from the goblin's head, Hugh.
Yeah, I was thinking like that. Can I see what it was he's carrying?
Seems to be
From
carrying some sort of. It looks like a shield covered in dirt.
Alright, I'll just pick up the shield then. And then I will probably go bash one of the monsters in the head with it. Or not with the shield, but with my trusty hammer.
Okay. Roll.
I'll just go for the one closest to Boström.
Miss.
Yeah, it's like that always. Do I get another swing?
Yep. Natural 1. Roll a d20.
I hate to say it, Sylvan, this might go bad for you.
9. Okay. Roll again. 5. You swing. You miss. You miss the creature. You crash your hammer through Sylvan's left leg.
Sorry, Sylvan. This
Sylvan-
wasn't because of the poem.
Sylvan now has lost his left arm and his left leg is now badly injured.
Oh god.
Why do I feel like we've been here before?
Yeah,
Twice.
I get a strong feeling of deja vu right now.
Twice.
Trying to sigh.
Right, this wasn't my fault.
Yeah, you can sigh all you want, Dragon. We're completely competent.
It's the dice rolls. It's the dice rolls.
The dice bot is living up to his name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Executioner Marek.
Nothing to do with standing right in front of some Marriott's.
Nope, not at all.
Right, my plan to calm it with music or poetry was a good plan.
Instant death.
One arm, one leg.
I mean, the leg's still on, I guess.
Yes, it is.
Maybe if I slap my drum a bit next turn, I can salvage it.
Oh, God. So, the creature... it's creature's turn. Yep, it hits someone. It hits 2 people, so it will hit 7 is Igneous, and 18 is Whispers. So it smacks Igneous and smacks Whispers,
Oh.
and it just emits this bellow.
I need to find a better shadow to hide in. This one clearly isn't doing its job.
So it's now back to Igneous.
I don't like getting hit by tentacles, so I'm going to hit back with my mace.
Okay, roll. Nope, miss.
And on the backswing.
Nope, miss. At least you haven't hit Sylvan, be thankful.
Yet.
It's now Whispers.
I'm going to find another shadow to hide in that's more undercover and more secure, and then I'm going to shoot the one that hit me.
Okay, roll. Nope. Second shot. Yep, you shoot it right through one of its eyes. It shrieks and seems to sort of stagger quite badly. It's now Frankie.
Well, seeing as his staff didn't really work the last time, or are they kind of warmed up now?
They've kind of warmed up now. They're less soaking wet than last time.
Okay, well maybe try the fireball one more time.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try and heal Sylvan a little bit.
Natural 20.
Yes!
Nice, Frankie.
You shoot a fireball. You manage to get it inside the mouth. The whole creature seems to be burning from the inside out. And it just sort of emits a deafening howl as it collapses to the side and starts smouldering.
How is the other one affected, by the way?
The other one sort of looks round as it's one of the ones been smouldering, and it seems to sort of be distracted by the rest of you by worrying why the other one is melting completely.
I'm gonna turn around and heal Sylvan a little bit.
Okay. So you heal Savannah a little bit. That's something at least.
It's something!
He's lying there with his missing arm and damaged leg. Yep.
I'll just put a napkin over it.
You keep the pressure on this, and hopefully it won't hit you next time.
Or anyone else for that matter.
On that note, it's now Q Kintara.
I will, of course, go full mental on the other monster.
Yep. Roll. First swing. Nope. Second swing.
Have you seen me air fighting? Look again.
Nope.
Oh no!
It's now Sylvan.
I haven't warmed up yet. Soon.
Ow! You could have
Play
just
the
left
song of my people.
You could have just left a bad review.
I gave you 3 hit
Strictly
points!
necessary. And I'm just going to hope that something takes pity on us while I try and do something about my leg.
You managed to patch up a bandage around the leg.
Yeah, that's some very nimble fingers you got there, Sylvan.
Random event.
Surprisingly, I'm now on 24 of 27 health, so that's not too bad, I
The
guess.
goblins have stopped trying to... One or two of them meekly try to take the shield back off Q, but don't seem to manage very well. The rest of them seem to be helping the dragonkin to his feet, and they seem to have dragged him to a small room off to the side.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, do you want to take care of this monster first before we go for the Dragonkin?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you told us to do a minute ago.
Yeah, I think the monster feels a lot more dangerous than the Dragonkin right now, so... I mean, he didn't get his shield as well because I got it.
No, but he might escape and do that teleport thing again. And we want answers, do we not?
Okay, you just go for the Dragonkin guy then I will try to fend off this big, ugly monster thingy.
The tentacle thing certainly feels dangerous to me. Please don't leave me with Q, though.
It could be worse. He could have taken your Jumbai with you.
Somebody drag me away, please.
Don't worry, I'll take
alright.
you.
Yeah,
It's now Igneous.
I'll grab onto Sylvan's collar and start dragging him back, and with one arm, and then the other arm, I'm just going to one-handedly fire my crossbow at the tentacle monster.
Do a roll first of all to drag Sylvan.
I mean, I'm lighter than I was now.
It's true.
A one limb shot.
You drag him by the collar. You hear slight choking noises as you responding to being dragged by the collar, but he seems relatively safe.
Hold your breath, lad.
It's not the worst thing that's happened to me today.
And roll your crossbow. Nope.
You're holding it sideways again, Ignis.
No, you're just on the ground looking up at me.
It's now Q Quintana.
Hey, I feel like I'm warming up, guys. Look at this swing.
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm really hating this tonight.
Yeah, I feel like I got a little stage fright with all these eyes looking at me. So yeah, I'll try to manage that.
It happens to most men at one time or another.
You seem to, like, smack into one of the fat bits of it. The hammer just goes in and just bounces straight back out without doing any wound.
Oh well, at least, yeah, it's not in the air this
It's
time.
now Frankie.
Is Frankie just going to run off and chase after the dragonborn? Or...
I don't know, that's a question only Frankie can answer.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay,
I'll
there are
go
a bunch
after
of goblins trying to sort of standing in the way. Are you wanting to just fireball through them, or what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay,
Hopefully
roll.
take them with us. With them even. Oh,
Yep.
nice.
You throw a fireball into the sort of group of goblins trying to stop you getting to the door. All of them sort of burst into fire, and about 5 of them are now on flame.
Good shot, Frankie. Good shot.
The door as well is also on fire now.
Even better shot, Frankie. I know you're good at lighting doors on fire, so.
Fire!
So, it's now Whispers.
Can we actually still see the Dragon King?
No, he's been pulled into a building by the goblins.
Then I shall shoot the tentacle creatures. The one I shot before.
Okay, roll. Nope.
Oh, I would love to say bullseye, but
Second shot. Natural 20.
there's the bullseye.
Yep, there's the bullseye, and yet again Ash manages to kill one of the big monsters in one shot. So she shoots the arrow, it goes straight through its face. The creature just seems to sort of crumple into the dust, and it just sort of starts emitting a very whimpered howl as it begins to sort of slowly stop moving.
Finally, guys, now we can just go crashing through that burning door and take care of the Dragon King guy.
Okay. Are you gonna push the door, or are you gonna kick the door? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna just ram it with the shield in front of me, the new
Okay.
fine shield, and just bash.
Roll.
I'll just sit here in the corner.
You bash the door with the shield, you bounce off the door. It seems to be like, you feel it's not just locked, it feels like it's being held shut from the other side.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have to use some muscle here, or maybe we just do the trick where we break down everything around the door.
Can I sneak around to the back of the building and see if there's a back door, please, or a window?
You can, yes. Roll to see if you find the back door. You look around, you find a back window, you don't find a back door, but it seems a bit too small for you to squeeze through. But as you look through the window, you see the Dragonborn on his knees in a pentagram slowly disappearing.
Smash the window and shoot him.
Okay, roll.
Come on, just hit him. He will be dead.
Nope. Second shot. Nope. The arrow nearly hits him, and you notice his head spin towards you as he begins to fade from the view. As you notice as well, goblins are holding the door shut. There does seem to be a bunch of bodies in this room that aren't, like, goblin. They seem to be humanoid in nature.
Well,
Like the old villagers.
yeah,
As
Maybe we
per
could-
usual, we're a little bit too late.
yes. But I think we may be able to get Sylvan through the window. He's kind of smaller now.
Oh yeah, we're definitely reducing our time as well. I think that, give it another 5 or 6 weeks, we'll be getting to the people before they go through the pentagrams.
So, what are you gonna do? You gonna
We're
throw
gonna-
Sylvan through the window?
No.
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 I'm gonna heal Sylvan a bit more. Or,
Okay.
or do I need more healing?
Frankie, do you want to
Yeah.
come around the back and put a fireball through this window?
Yes, please. I'll do that. I'll go
Okay.
follow.
Alright, roll to put a fireball through the window. Yep, you cast a fireball through the window, the whole room bursts into flame. The
I
remaining
high-five
goblins catch
Whispers.
fire, all the corpses in the room catch fire, the whole room is completely ablaze.
Yeah, there goes the evidence. Thank you, Frankie.
Well, why did you try to get the guy?
Well, yeah,
No one's going to
he
raise
was,
against corpses anymore. That's good.
yeah,
Corpses spread disease, so
Yeah.
we're doing a public health
yeah.
service.
It's the law of littering again. So you just burn the litter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
Just got to be careful you don't run afoul of any, air pollution laws.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
I'd rather follow the air pollution laws than run into some undead monsters.
we might want to check around and see if there's anything of value here, or maybe clues to what actually sort of happened or why.
Okay.
I think I might have
They seem to be
incinerated
after the
that.
shield you've got, so there might be some clues there.
Yeah, exactly. Do we have anyone with some sort of magic abilities that can see if there's anything magical with the shield?
I have one in Arcana.
Oh, you're sort of useful for something then. Cool.
I have 2 in Arcana and 5 in Religion.
But I have 7 in music.
Yeah, that's.
Are we all gonna have a look?
Yep,
Oh,
sure.
I will
roll.
check it for demonology.
I'll have a look for alchemy.
I'll have a look
Start with.
for geology. I don't have any decent
Ooh!
magic skills.
Frankie notices that it does seem to be magical. It does seem to be a magic artifact. That's
Bearing in mind
geology,
this
though,
is
isn't it?
It's a rock-based check.
It's not rock. It's not rock-based at all.
I can confidently say that this is not a rock.
Frankie, looking at it, does feel, when looking at it properly, it seems to be the scale of a giant dragon.
It's like the scale of a giant dragon.
Ooh.
Perfect for you, thank you.
Yeah, it's perfect for me, or rather disturbing at the same time, if you know what I mean.
I'll check if it's listed in anything religious significance. I wonder if maybe Sister Karen and the Smotherers came across something like this. No.
It doesn't seem to be a religious thing that you're familiar with.
No, it's not something I know of.
I wonder if I know any stories about it that could be loosely described as lore.
Roll. You can't really tell much, and the pain of you losing your arm is kind of distracting you at the moment. You're still trying to grab it with the arm that's not there.
Okay.
You can look around. There is a couple of small buildings at the side that all seem to be like barricaded shut.
Ooh, barricaded shut, as in there possibly might be damsels in distress?
Yeah, or more dead bodies.
Or armor
Looks of
devils.
it. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go bust down doors.
Yeah.
Okay. You crack through the first door. There seems to be like a group of people in this that seem to be quite thankful that the door's open and look at you as if like they're trying to work out what you are, but then go, you're not a goblin.
We are sent from Baron Gregory to here to rescue you, my dears.
One of them very excitedly starts shouting, "Oh, Baron Gregory! I like Baron Gregory. He's a lovely man."
Indeed, he sent us fine gentlemen and ladies here to help you.
Oh, I was just telling them all about the game I invented. Would you
I'm
like
sure
to
it's-
play?
Not right now, my dear. I'm afraid we've got a lot of things to do, a lot of people to find and look for, and
Oh.
things to recuperate. Maybe perhaps later, over a glass
Ew.
of wine.
You don't
What's the
think
game called?
It's called Hammer Ball.
Hammer ball, eh?
You
Sounds
take
like
his hammer and you hit the ball through the hoop.
Oh.
I don't want to
croquet.
alarm you, but that sounds an awful lot like croquet.
Like what?
Yeah. It's.
We gnomes don't play croquet.
Yeah,
No.
clearly.
Don't worry about it. You don't happen to have a cart and a mule somewhere around here, do you?
She seems to check all the pockets and then shakes her head.
Okay.
So, what's your name?
Oh, Igneous,
dragon-
I don't
yeah,
think
dragon's
this is
sitting
the
on there.
time.
My name is Lily Potts, and I'm a games merchant.
Oh.
Good to know.
What does a games merchant's work consist of?
I make new games for people to enjoy.
Like card games or
No,
game?
nothing like that. It's for everyday people.
Right.
Like the last one I invented was called Sword Ball.
Uh,
It's
Then
similar
we
to
take-
Hammer Ball, only
Yeah.
you've got to get it into a barrel.
Okay. Yeah. It's you. By the way, your last name hasn't got anything to do with you smoking some strange substance before you invent these games.
Well, you do have to take a lot of the weed to understand the future of the world.
Yeah. I get that as much.
my dear.
Yes?
No, never mind. No, I had a moment of blank thought there. Like I was going to ask something and then I was like, no, it's already been answered.
Well, if you'd like a game, I'll be in the barracks with Baron Gregory, trying to get a team together to play Hammer Ball.
Or you can just start playing music and then you can call it Hammer Fall. Instead.
But you don't want to let the hammer fall. You want to hit the ball. Maybe I'll use that as the tagline.
It does rhyme, yeah, people will remember that.
It's
Yeah.
very poetic like that.
Yeah. Just don't Don't get close to my balls, though, please.
Oh, it's not those kind of balls.
Lucky me.
I thought about that, but then realised the market would only be halved, and we can't have that. Gnome's got to think about money.
Q is just gonna go to the next room.
Okay.
Yeah, keep your eye out. I'm sure you'll find some people to play test your stuff.
So, you explore the rest of the camp, you don't really find very much. Are you going to take some of this silver back to Baron Gregory, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, of course we are. I think we could carry some in just our packs or something like that.
After looking around the mine, you find a couple of empty sacks, and you fill the sacks full of silver, and you make your way back. It takes you about 2 days to get back to the castle. And as you arrive back with your small troop of people, including this small gnome, who seems very content to be back there, you come before Baron Gregory and he goes, good. I see you're back from the silver mine with a haul. What did you find?
Massacre!
A massacre? How was there a massacre?
There was sort of this dragonkin flying dude who was ordering goblins to dig for this shield I've got here, and and there were some big eye monsters, sort of like bad things. Yeah.
There were a lot of beasts about. What?
Sylvan here did his thing, and he sacrificed himself for you, basically.
Oh, wizard. Good. I thought you had 2 arms, Sylvan.
Well, all I found there was a bunch of Philistines, quite frankly, who didn't understand true art.
Oh. Did they attempt to make you armless?
Well, I said they could have just left a bad review in the paper. They didn't have to go to these lengths. As an aside, I would appreciate it if you used some of that silver to construct me a large silver drumstick to use as an arm.
But how would you attach it, dear man?
Straps.
He actually tried to charge them for the poem, and he charged them an arm and a leg.
Is that why he's walking with a limp? Oh god, they didn't get your leg as well, did they?
Yeah, they got a discount.
Someone got his leg at least.
Like I said, Philistines.
Well, we can't really give you silver to make a drumstick, but we could give you a sword and just attach that. It'd be quite a dull sword.
Well, that sort of fits his dull poems, so it will be fine.
But I wouldn't want to damage the skin on my djembe with a sword.
We'll get some foam. We'll put the foam on the end.
We'll add a bit of cork.
Yes.
You don't want to be, forgetting you got it, try to scratch yourself in the night and cut your leg off or something.
Okay, so are we actually going with the fact that I'm going to have a sword for an arm with a bit of cork on the end?
It's a dagger, a sword, because
it's not very long.
We don't really want a long sword, plus you'll be overbalanced if we do that.
Yes.
Think of it like a clock arm.
It only goes to the length of where your elbow was.
We can always get you a cymbal to add to your drum kit, so you can play the drum with the hand and the cymbal with the sword. Then the sword can stay sharp and you can use it to hit people too.
That's a great idea, Whispers.
So all in all, a very successful trip.
Time has run out for this week at least. Join us again next week for more of this tale. These bard's tales were originally told to us around a campfire in a long-forgotten land as Descent, Journeys Through the Dark. They were adapted for this podcast by Nikolai Popsky. All music was written and performed by Daniel Boström. The cast of Plummet are Nikolai, Daniel, Bellery, Amy, AJ, John, and Ash, with additional content by Dragon. If you would like your own high fantasy dice, then journey to dndice.co.uk and use our name Penance RPG at the checkout for a 5% discount of your order. For what is a hero without shiny loot? As for us, we are but meager bards. If you would care to support our tales, you can buy us a grog or two, or Ko-Fi as it is known in your parts, at ko-fi.com/Penance RPG. If you would like to support us in future efforts, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/Penance RPG. Farewell and good night, dear listeners, and remember that time will turn again soon. It's only a game, isn't it?
I left my packed lunch in that cart.
Well, it'll be nice and toasty for you now.
That's true.
Yeah. Grilled rocks.
You know,
Hey,
what's better
Just because
than
I
a
know a
crushed
lot about
peach?
rocks doesn't mean I eat rocks.
Oh, you don't?
Not
I'm
exclusively, anyway.
What
Okay,
about,
yeah.
like, Blackpool Rock? Or Edinburgh Rock?
I've never been a fan, to be perfectly honest. It's a bit too sweet for my tastes.
Does anyone
Okay,
actually
then.
like rock?
Yeah, it's a bit nasty.
I
No.
like
I
rock.
don't think I know anyone that actually likes rock.
I like Edinburgh Rock and the more traditional rock. Although I don't know why it's called rock, because it's not really rocky. It's just like candy.
This is what my dragon gives us an explanation that we're getting off topic again.
Either that or she's telling us to get on with it.
Let's wait and see.
Drum roll.
We have a drum to do a drum roll. This is quite bad.
Oh
The wrong
dear.
drum for it.
Well, technically, Blackpool is not something that might be.
Yeah, it sounds pretty D&D, doesn't
It
it?
sounds pretty
Black-
D&D.
Blackpool is Ebony Darkness's favourite location to visit.
My lord, the orcs of Blackpool approach.
Ebony Darkness from Blackpool.
Yeah. Well, he tells people he's from Blackpool.
The world's worst seaside resort.
And what happens when you lick the rocks? You just get disappointment.
And a little bit of minerals.
Not enough to satisfy you, just a tiny enough to live on. The rock diet.
So,
Right, where were we?
I've been battling with the worst mental image ever since you said Mr. Floppy. And that image is Mr. Blobby with just a humongous wang.
Yep.
Now he can replace it with this clinically depressed rabbit.
Anyway.
You know what's even creepier? I used to have that rabbit when I was little. It was called Boo Boo.
Oh god.
Seriously, the eyes, one of the eyes have tears in them because when I was little I was in hospital. I was in hospital and my dad bought me this rabbit and it was all bandaged up and stuff. It's supposed to have bandages on it. That's why it's got flopped ears. 'Cause they were... That's so weird.
God.
That's really weird.
So you grew up with Mr. Floppy.
Yeah. Or something similar because it looks exactly like the teddy that I had.
Lilliput, that gives me an idea for a game. Where you roll,
wizard, what is the game?
you roll rocks at things and try and knock them over, and you could call it boulding.
Wizard!
Wouldn't bouldering be much better?
yeah. Or you can just go with a game that people actually push boulders down with you and you have to run away from them and call it Boulder Dash.
All great ideas.
I've got my pencil.
I'm
I
sure
know.
you'll be a character we will keep coming back to.
Let's discuss intellectual royalties and things, Miss Lily.
Well, as a gnome, I already have that in my arsenal, so I'll draw you up a contract. Because I've already forgotten what fucking accent I used already.
Close enough.
I just got a message from John.
Oh?
It says, "Oh fuck, it's Monday, isn't it? I forgot."
Got a nice drum solos for us to end on, Sylvan?
It's difficult to play with one arm. There you go.
Hooray!
Yay.